You're welcome to Agripreneur on Trust TV. Today on the show, we will be taking a look at the fish market here in Nigeria. My name is Chamon Dabeng. Before we get into it, let's take a look at the average market prices of commodities in the FCT. In Nigeria, fish aquaculture is a relatively new idea that is getting increased attention as a result of the creation of government pilot programs and extension services in numerous states across the country. According to the World Bank Total Fisheries report released back in 2018, it placed Nigeria as Africa's third largest producer of fish. It's also been reported that fish consumption accounts for over 40% of animal protein in Nigerian diets, showing that the product has a large demand. However, despite having over 10 million Nigerians engaged in fish farming, Nigeria only meets 40% of its yearly 3.6 million metric ton demand. In order to meet up with the demand, many have turned to importation.
The popular Kado Fish Market in Abuja is a business hub with hundreds of traders meeting the needs of hundreds of patrons on a daily basis. Nigerians today who are becoming fully aware of the need to maintain a healthy lifestyle have now turned to fish as it can be a healthier and sometimes cheaper alternative to animal protein. To bridge the large supply gap, Nigeria imports about 2.4 million metric tons of frozen fish annually. This in turn has further strained Nigeria's already depleting foreign reserves and also interferes with fish farming in the country.
It's a very good business that many people, they are in every state now. There's nowhere you go to, you will not see fish. And most of the eateries, the hotels, every home in Nigeria now, everyone is eating fish, both dry and fresh. I think it's a business that is very profitable in Nigeria.
So, sir, for you personally, what exactly do you do?
Like me personally, the one we deal with is the fingerlings and the juveniles. And we also sell the feed, the fish feed, both the foreign and the local one. I think the one we are into, these fingerlings and juveniles, first and foremost, we source the fingerlings and the juveniles from Ibadan, Lagos, and Kwara. And recently now, Abuja, they are bringing their own product now into the market, especially the fingerlings and juveniles. And I've been in this business since 2007. And I don't think I have any other business that I'm doing apart from this business. It's business that I'm doing to take care of my family, to take care of myself, and I have workers that I'm being paid. So I think for that, I think the business is good.
Despite aquaculture's growing popularity in the country, the number of fishpreneurs have begun to decline, with many owners shutting down their farms due to several debilitating factors, such as bad roads and a struggling economy.
I think we have some problem on the road, especially because the Nigeria road is not too good. We have some losses. And although we normally bring them with the 50-liter jerry can. We space them inside the jerry can. But although we normally have some mortalities, but since we discovered that the mortality rate is too much for us when we are bringing them from Ibadan and Lagos, so we encourage our farmers in Abuja here so that they can improve on the hatchery. And over 2 years now, I think we sourced the 70% of the fingerlings and juveniles within Abuja and in North Central. I don't think we normally bring the 100% of the product from other states. So we manage what we have in Abuja here because of the high cost of the transportation, and sometimes we incur losses on the road Sometimes the vehicle will stay like 2 days or 3 days before they get to Abuja. So because of that, we encourage the farmer in the FCT to improve in their hatchery. I think for over 2 years now, we are getting our product from our FCT. The rate of the farmer, I think, is dropping because of the cost of the feed. We are really having issue with the feed. And because I can tell you categorically today that the rate of the farmer is dropping a lot, because now the fish feed that we are selling about 8,500. Last year, about 2 years ago, we are buying it at 60. The 41, we are buying it at the rate of 67,000. Now, the local one, the Nigerian local meat that we have normally buy for 5,500, I think it's about 31,700 as of today. So it makes the farmers to reduce for the business. But we are pleading with the government, if there's anything they can do concerning the subsidize the cost of the feed, I think it will be okay by us. I think most of those frozen food you see in the market is not being sourced in Nigeria. Most of them, they are foreign, especially the Titus fish and the croaker. But I can tell you the tilapia, Nigerian reared tilapia. But I never see anywhere in Nigeria they are rearing this Titus fish or croaker. But the real one that I know that is only available in Nigeria mostly is the catfish. And those catfish, it's not a one species. There are different species that we have. But I think our farmer now, they are going into the tilapia now, because the problem of tilapia is that it's not like the catfish that you can transport from here to anywhere you want to take them to in life one. But catfish, you can take live fish from here to anywhere you want to take it to and it will survive. But the survival rate of the tilapia, in fact, is a little bit minimal. So it's catfish. That's why you see people are dealing with catfish. In terms of mortality rate, is reduced compared to the one of tilapia. But for Titus fish, Nigeria doesn't train Titus fish. It's only tilapia and tilapia, catfish. I think we have different type of catfish that we train. It's not only one species. Most of these fish that's coming from different countries, especially like a place like Brazil, most of those tilapia you see in Nigeria come from all the way from Brazil. The only thing that we need to tell our government that they need to improve in this aquaculture. It's not that we don't have a place to rear those fish. When you go to some farm, you discover that there must be millions of catfish and the tilapia. But being that the cost of this problem is just feed. If the feed can be affordable to the farmer, I think Nigeria are ready to do the business, and it will stop the importation of the tilapia. There's no way you can compare the Nigeria tilapia or any Nigeria fish with any other country. If you test Nigeria catfish or Nigeria tilapia with other tilapia from other country, the difference is clear. The Nigeria one is sweeter because you only get Nigeria one fresh. Because you don't even know how many months or how many days that fish was stuck in the cold room. You don't know the way they preserve it. So, like in Nigeria one, it's just from the river straight down to the market. Maybe when you are selling them, you didn't finish it, you can take them to cold room and preserve them. But those ones that come from different countries, most time we don't know the preservative that they use to preserve them.
Taking care of fingerlings is a job that requires a lot of attention to detail and adherence to a strict routine.
Those ones in the market, we normally feed them once in a day. But we normally supposed to feed them 2 times. But because of we don't know the customer that will come and buy, because of to transport them. Because where do you feed them? to transport them to another state or another destination, they will be weak when you feed them. That's why we normally feed them later in the day. Those ones that we put in the market. But normally the catfish is supposed to feed 2 to 3 times in a day. But the one we are selling in the market, those juvenile and fingerlings in the market, we feed them once.
So are there different types of feeds? Is it a different type for the fingerlings?
Yes, it's different. It's different. Like this one that I'm using now. This one is for fingerlings, which is this one is 0.3, 0.2. We have a 0.2. We have a 0.3. We have a 0.5. We have a 0.8. This one is 0.8 to 1.2. It's for fingerlings. The one we have, and this fish that you see here is standard juvenile. Those one take 2 mm. We have 2 mm. We have 3 mm. We have 4 mm. We have 6. While we have 9 mm, which is the last stage. The 9 mm is the last feed for the grow out. Like this one, we come this morning, we discover that all of them, they are stressed. So I will discover that with their stress, we need to put some medication. This medicine you see inside, this red one, we call it potassium permanganate. So it's antibiotics inside. So it will revive the rate of the mortality on it. That's why you see that. And what is causing this problem is chlorine from the water, or the waterboard. So this potassium permanganate will reduce the chlorine inside the water and will make the fish to have their normal oxygen on it. Sometimes when you come in the morning, you see them, all their heads, they will carry their head up. Sometimes you see them that, and majority of them will go down. They will not come up. They will lie down inside the pond. So you discover that all is not well, because every fish needs to be bubbling inside the water. That's why when you see them that if they are strong, they will not be active. So since as a professional, we normally know where they are smart and where they are not smart. Like this one this morning, we discovered that they are not smart. So we discovered that they are having issue. So immediately we have to medicate them.
Kado Fish Market has also become a large job provider, employing several Nigerian youths and jump-starting several small businesses.
We start here 2004 up to the date. So the market is developing day by day. Before catfish, we used to bring catfish weekly, once a week. Today, we are bringing up to 50 tons per day, daily. If you see, you go around, you saw youth. If they are looking work for government. If they don't see them come to the market, we give them job. Everywhere, thousands of them, they are here with us in the market. We normally get our fish from Ilori, Kwara State. The farmers, through the Farmers Association, we used to get 85% of our fish from Kwara State, 15% from Ogun State. We used to get those ones from Kanji Dam, River Benue, River Niger. The Abuja fish is not up to 2% of the quantity we are bringing here. 2 years ago, we are paying 60,000 naira to transport the fish. Today is 230,000 per bus. It's affecting the price. It's make the price raise from 1,200. Today is 2,700, 3,000 per kg today. As the fuel price raise, that is why the drivers increase the price to 230,000. People are buying, but the market dropped like 10%. drop because of the price. Catfish is 90%, and the remaining pangasius, jumunicos, and the others. But the major market is catfish. It's 90%.
You're welcome back to Agripreneur on Trust TV. We're still on fish farming, and we'll be taking a look at processing fish to get one of Nigeria's favorite ingredients.
Within the walls of the market, traders don't only engage in supplying fresh and frozen fish or business products, but also engage in processing to produce the popular dry or smoked fish we often use to prepare several of our local cuisines. The drying process, often long and tedious, requires several steps and an attentive eye to ensure that the fish is dried to perfection, enhancing both taste and quality.
In Nigeria, we call this kwanla. So for this, you first get your fish, or a customer will bring the fish, and then the process is, first off, we wash it to make sure that there is no sand. If you want it spiced, like this one, it's already spiced. It's spiced, as you can see. If you want it spiced, we can spice it for you, and then the folding is actually very simple. You can just take your fish and then fold it. It has teeth that can hook it. Then this is where you put our charcoal. This is charcoal. It's an oven, is charcoal. We put our charcoal here, then we light it to stock our fish and then start roasting. Then, like, I'm offloading it because this is how the person wants it, not very dry. It's for house use. But for people that want it very dry, for export standard, we can still do that. Allow it to dry some more. Yeah. And then for this is catfish. This one is actually for export standard. You can see it's very, very dry. It has to be very dry so that it will not be rejected at the airport. If you can touch it, you see that it's very, very dry. Why it's not dry, it's not dark, is because we are using coal. And coal has less or no smoke at all. The blackish, the black you see on that other one is the effect of the firewood. Comes out with smoke. This one has no smoke, so it can never be black. And for the record, this is what World Health Organization recommend. And for export standard, for everything, they recommended this one. Like this one, maximum of 3 hours. Maximum of 3 hours. But as for this, for the catfish, to get the desired result, has to take at least 24 hours to get your desired result. It's very, very safe and healthy. First off, the environment itself is very, very clean. We make sure that we wash our fish every time before stocking it. And our customers have never complained that they experience anything. So for 3 years, it's a long time. Even after some places, even after 1 week, people will start complaining. But this place has been here before I came. So people are patronizing. That is because we are doing our very best. Everything we do is on order. Some customers will want it very, very dry. Some will want it not very dry. So for a case where a customer wants it very dry, but it turns out not very dry, some will bring it back, we'll put it back on fire. As humans, we know sometimes mistakes happen. So for a case like that, we'll bring it back, we'll put it back on fire to make sure that it's very, very dry.
Traders engaged in processing the fish or roasting fish are often exposed to large amounts of smoke, which can take a toll on one's health. Medical practitioner Dr. Hassan Mohammed.
Fish is an important source of protein now, about the most important, in the sense that it is cheap. There's not much you need to farm fish as you need to do to farm poultry or beef or any other type of animal protein. So they've become really popular, a very popular source of protein all across the world. So with regards to how healthy it is to eat fish, inherently the flesh of fish is soft, so a lot of people like it. Not a lot of blood in it, so a lot of people like it as well. So, and it's easy to prepare. So it's economical. The advantage fish has over every other source of animal protein is that it's very economical. However, and when we look at the health implications of eating fish a lot, it has a lot to do with where the fish are grown and what they are grown with. So let me start from the big ones. There used to be these chemicals. Right now that chemical is banned. They're called PCBs, polychlorinated biphenyls. So a lot of it get washed into water bodies where fish grows. So they are heavy metals, and then, to use technical language, they're not degraded with time. So they get washed into the waters, fish feed on them, whether by eating other fish or by taking it directly in there through their skin, their gills and all that. And then eventually when we eat them, those metals get deposited in our bodies as well. That's natural farming. Now, artificial farming, like in our area now, in certain areas of Nigeria, fish farming is popular, like around the Sahel region, northeast of Nigeria. When you don't get rain, irrigation farmers would need to use fertilizers, and these stay in the ground. And then when the rain comes, the water washes the fertilizers downstream. Fish eats the fertilizers, use the water, and then eventually chemicals within the fertilizers get deposited in the fish, and then we consume them. Those are some of the issues that come around with regards to farming fish, as well as within the irrigation farming setting, the farmers may need to use pesticides, which all gets washed downstream where fish eats them, and then because these chemicals are not easily degraded, they can stay in the environment, in the fish flesh for very long periods. When we eat them as well, or when people eat them, the chemicals eventually end up in bodies. And then, over a period of time, the consequences of those chemicals being in the bodies as well can manifest. Kidney diseases, very particularly, brain diseases, liver diseases, really common with those heavy metals. Now, with the processing or cooking it to eat, what we use to cook them too matters. Research states that the smoke, if you go with the smoke, carbon and all of that, when it is used to process any kind of foods, right, confers the risk for certain kinds of diseases, cancers, stomach cancers. I think that was recognized in a Japanese study. People who prepare fish the way Japanese do, which is by smoking, eventually this was many decades ago, they were found to have higher incidence of, I think it was stomach cancers. Yes. So at various points in the processing of fish, from the farming, what the fish is exposed to how they are prepared. So at various of those points, risks can be imputed into the whole process. So yes, and another aspect that is important, if you look at the preservation of fish, Nigeria is, by records, the 4th largest importer of frozen fish in the world, and the biggest importer of frozen fish in Africa. It is easy to get fish, and it is easy to cook and all, and then it is cheap relative to other sources of animal proteins. So if you look at that, the preservation of fish now comes into play.
Dr. Mohammed is urging Nigerians who opt for fish to ensure that they purchase from trusted traders and ensure that it is fresh. There are several ways to make money from the fish business. Nigerians over the years have developed a love for barbecued fish. From river to plate, fish has become more than just a source of food, but a bonding experience for millions across Nigeria. Often prepared by the roadside to capture your senses, fish, whatever your taste may be, has become a source of enjoyment and relaxation to many across the nation, creating for many cities and towns a booming nightlife. For many, this business has helped to take care of their needs as well as that of their families.
And the challenges I'm having here, because of things are expensive now, you understand? I used to buy this at the rate of 24,000, but now it's 70-something thousand I'm buying. And the patronage is a bit low because of the economy. So that's the challenges I have for now. But people are patronizing, we are trying, they are coming up. Like weekend, I buy more than like 100 fish. I'm getting it, but for now, in a day, I just sell like, at least, I sell 20 fish or 30. It depends on how the market is. Like this one now is catfish, and I do say croaker. You understand? This is croaker. This one is expensive too. Are you getting it? Like weekend, I do buy more of this. I normally say tilapia and other kind of fish. Not just this catfish I'm into. I have varieties of fish. Like weekend, people patronize from town. They do call, and I deliver fish too. I deliver fish.
Yeah, it gives us joy whenever we are here because we make a lot of people happy. People go, they come, when they eat our fishes, they go and come back. Like along this road, I think here is the largest spot for fish selling. So when they go, they recommend our fish, we know how to do. I think I've had customers going and coming and complimenting us. We bought here, but when we come here, we are happy, we are satisfied with what we get.
Nigeria's developing small-scale aquaculture industry provides a way ahead for improving food and nutrition security throughout the African continent and fairly transforming the food system. The capacity of local and regional food production system can be increased, making essential nutrients more inexpensive and available to the impoverished in rural areas. That's all we have for today. Please do follow us on all our social media platforms. You can look up at Trust TV News. My name is Chamun Dabeng. Please do take care.